Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this beautiful 2021 Volkswagen ID.4. This is the Pro S all-wheel drive model. The regular Pro S just has a single motor in the back, so it's just rear-wheel drive, but this actually has an electric motor in the back, and it has an electric motor in the front that gives you all-wheel drive. And it also gives you more power. Having two electric motors is almost like having two engines, so it's quite a bit faster than the regular rear-wheel drive version. 0 to 60 right around 5.5 seconds. Combined output I think is a little over 300 horsepower. So you do have to make some concessions. With the rear-wheel drive one, you're a little bit more efficient, so you have a range of about 260 miles. With the all-wheel drive version like this one, you get more power, you get all-wheel drive, but you do pay a little bit of a penalty for range because the extra electric motor adds weight, and the two electric motors will suck juice from the battery a little bit quicker. It's not a drastic change. Instead of a 260 mile range when fully charged, you have a range of about 250 miles. So it's about 10 miles less than the rear-wheel drive version. The ID.4 is Volkswagen's ground up first all-electric vehicle. They had an EV Golf, but the ID.4 is designed from the ground up to be an electric vehicle. It's not like the e-Golf, which is a gas car retrofitted to be an electric car. It's always better. Even though they might look similar on the outside, when you're building an EV, it's a lot better to build a vehicle from the ground up to be an EV versus to retrofit an electric gas car to be an electric car. It always works out a lot better, and that's certainly the case for this ID.4. Really beautiful upscale interior, nice perforated seats. Big panoramic roof, and you have a power sunshade to dim things down if it gets too bright. Well, leave it open since it's starting to get dark now. I want you to be able to see this video. I would compare this probably one of the close competitors, I guess, for electric vehicles is a Tesla Model Y. Tesla Model Y is one of the best-selling EVs in the world. I have a Tesla myself. I'm a big fan of EV products. No matter what it is, I think it's always great for someone to consider going from a gas car to an EV for a lot of reasons. These are very smooth, very efficient, so much more smoother than a gas car. You don't feel the vibration of an engine, you don't feel gears shifting because you only have one gear. There's also a lot less complexity with electric vehicles. You're going from something with thousands of moving parts to dozens, so there's just a lot less to go wrong with an electric vehicle. Just like, a power drill, your cordless power drill, you have a battery and you have an electric motor. Not a whole lot of maintenance to do. Obviously, you have tires, you have air filters, but aside from that, you don't have oil changes, you don't have a complex emission control system, fuel pump, gas pumps, spark plugs, timing chains, valves, all sorts of complex components in the gas car. In the future, you're not just going to save money on gas, but you're also going to save money on maintenance. And with regenerative braking, most electric cars will go well over 100,000 miles before you even have to think about doing brakes. And brakes can be expensive too. So this has a nice, finely appointed interior, heated seats. We have a navigation system, rear parking camera. The controller is pretty easy to use. So you have this controller right here. You twist it forward for drive, you twist it back for reverse, and then you have neutral, and then you press P for park. You also have an on and off switch right here. The climate control buttons are here. There's some redundancies in the steering wheel. You have lots of different vehicle settings that you can pick and choose between. If you want to find charging, the navigation system can help you find charging. Electrify America is actually provided by Volkswagen. That's one of their charging networks throughout the United States. So there's actually Electrify America within 6 miles of us. So with a 250 mile range and DC fast charging, you should be able to road trip and get to where you need to go in most places in the United States. Obviously, when going from a gas car to an EV, if you do plan on road tripping, you do need to plan ahead and make sure where you're going. There'll be charging and make sure you have enough range. But it's not that big of a learning curve. It's pretty easy to figure out. You just have to do a little planning ahead. And obviously with a 250 mile range when fully charged, that's more than most people do in daily driving. And the nice thing is your house is the gas station. So you come home, you plug it in, you wake up the next morning and you have a full charge. So it's like having an electric toothbrush. When you're done with it, you put it on the charger, and then the next time you use it, it's fully charged. And that's the great thing about electric vehicles. Your house is like the gas station. And the other thing too is that in the Pacific Northwest where we live, we can take advantage of very, very low electricity rates. So even more so, I think the difference between electricity and gas is even more money saving where we are, just because we can take advantage of lower electricity rates than what other people pay in other parts of the United States. Lots of cargo space. You can remove this cargo area cover. You can fold the seats down for more cargo space. A little bit extra storage under here. And then over there, there's some more storage. That's where also the battery charger is. We have a DC fast charging. You should be able to get a full charge in about a half hour to 45 minutes. And then, you know, if you set up a 220 service at your house, you should be able to get a full charge overnight. And it really depends on how much you drive. For me, I only drive about like 30 miles a day. So I actually don't even need a level 2 charging. I just have a little 3-prong wall outlet that I charge off of. That adds about 4 to 5 miles of range to my car per hour. But you know, I come home at 7 o'clock, I leave the next day at 9, that'll add about 60, 70 miles of range to my car overnight. So I don't even need fancy charging. I can just charge mine with a 3-prong wall outlet. And then on the weekends, if I do get lower in charging, I can catch up when I'm home on the weekends. And then if I really need to top off my battery, I can just go to a fast charger and top it off that way. So it is possible to have an EV even without having a fancy level 2 charger at your house, especially if you're someone like me that doesn't drive a ton, maybe 20, 30 miles a day with the occasional road trip or a little bit longer drive. We have some great promotions going on right now. Complimentary delivery to Washington, Oregon, and Idaho. We can put this in our car hauler, we can tow it to you. So over a mobile delivery service, this beautiful ID.4 can be all yours without leaving your neighborhood or even your driveway. Thanks so much for taking the time today to watch this video. Hopefully we see you soon, and have a wonderful day.